Um, I'd say probably going to Sunday school, we talked about different religions. So I never really heard too much about Islam, except my mother said, um, Islam's a religion that was spread by the sword, and kind of people became Muslim because they had a choice, either convert or die. But besides that, I had a pretty neutral, I didn't dislike Islam, or I didn't know any Muslims. I just saw, growing up, a lot of the stuff on TV about the problems in the Middle East, and some in the 1980s when I was a kid, it was pretty much the United States was having trouble with Shiite extremists. So that's my first real kind of education of Islam, but I didn't let that make me prejudiced. And then during the my time in the military, I met a couple Muslim people, and so I still had a positive experience. And what I'd always heard was that, like, when Osama bin Laden came around, he was an extremist, and so I remember I was in college during 9/11, and I kind of worried about some of my Muslim friends, so I ended up telling them if they ever were scared or if anybody gave them a hard time, just they could come talk to me. So I built a good relationship with some Muslim people, and they told me, a lot of the problems in the United States is a bad kind of the media distorts Islam. And this one guy from Saudi Arabia told me that in Saudi Arabia it's a crime to curse God and to curse Jesus Christ. And he said, I hear a lot of Christians use bad language towards their own God and towards Jesus. And I thought about that, and I didn't know that, even Jesus was a highly regarded prophet. So that was a really one of my first things where I started looking into Islam. I bought a Quran and I read it a few times, and I'd say I've been baptized a couple times in different churches, so I looked around at different religions, but I had like I said, some problems with drinking and drugs over the years, and I'd always tried to do the right thing, but I get involved with the wrong people, or when I was doing the right thing, I'd be kind of depressed. So I started looking into Islam, and I talked to a couple people, and they gave me another Quran, and I actually came down to this masjid 2 years ago, and a guy talked to me about Islam, said, if I become a Muslim, I'll have a very strong faith. And I looked at my life and where I wanted to go, and Islam seemed to have a lot of the answers that I was looking for.